slightly improving. That one sort of came out quite well. Yeah.
Nice.
So obviously we inverted the image where the image is negative. Yeah, definitely. We have obviously some metallic colours which are good. With some lovely, really lovely black paper. Anyway, so we're using black for now. But as I said, you can use different colours and you can put different colours in different bits of the image. So it doesn't have to be just all the same colour. Because we're going to dab the colour on. So it's a bit like a lithograph in that you've got the water kind of stopping the. It's the principle of water and oil resisting. In the same way, when you have a litho plate, you've got the plate is always wet and stops the ink from going onto the ink. You don't want it to go in, so it just only sticks to where the image is. So this is similar. So we've got our sponges. I'm just gonna some gloves on and I'll mix the ink. Nothing terrible about the ink, it's just kind of quite intense and it doesn't come off that easily. So you put a bit of the litho ink down. So it's the same ink we use for monoprint, for lino cut printing, woodcut printing, we use this as well. And then you put a little bit of the copper plate oil in, so you need to thin it out. So it's 2/3 litho ink and 1/3 copper plate oil. I'll get that open.
2/3 to 1/3.
I think it's a bit oily. This. This is my oily glove. So we put a little bit of oil in. So just 1/3 of oil. So you want it to just thin out a little bit. So it looks a little bit like butter. Thins out slightly.
It looks like money.
So you've got the ink ready.
Money is the one is best.
And then you wet the photocopy. So this is a laser print copy, so it will only work with laser copies. And the reason being is that the ink from the laser copy is naturally oily. Obviously it has tons of oil in it. Hi.
It's photo print
So I'm
one.
just doing a demo for you guys. So you've got one of the other. So you're kind of soaking, it obviously goes wrinkly to start with. You can actually get it flat by sort of working outwards. So you just let it soak a bit and you can kind of stretch out to get rid of wrinkles if you don't like the wrinkles. You will get some wrinkles, that's kind of part of the process. But you can. There's a way of kind of flattening it out eventually. So you have to be a little bit gentle with it and not sort of rub it too hard, because you do, it's quite easy to kind of break the paper. And so you're not using this part of the sponge, just the soft part. Okay, so that's more or less kind of ready. So you want the whole paper to be soaked through, and then you can start applying the ink. So the next stage is to have another sponge. You have 2 sponges, one has water, one is for the ink. Just sort of dab it out flat. So you don't want to go too thick, you just want to go dab it out like that. And then you start going on. So really what should be happening is it's sticking, the black ink is sticking to the black part of the photocopy, or whatever colour you're using. So I normally sort of go over the same area a few times, and then while you're doing that you need to just flick very carefully with the sponge, and it sort of takes off the ink from the white. So the water will stop it from sticking, and hopefully it just sticks to where your image is. That should make sense. to do it properly, you can. It is a sort of technique,
होइन यो
and it
टेक्निक
can
गरेको
go
छु
really
मैले
wrong and just look like a big
मैले गरेको
blobby
कट
mess.
इचिङ
So you need to.
अनि मोनो यो त फोटो प्रिन्ट हो नि त
Hi. Are you watching this? Because I'm demonstrating. So you're going to put some aprons on it. It's quite messy, and you're going to put some gloss on so you can see. Obviously, I haven't. It's not. It isn't doing damage. It's just. So you might want to. It has gone darker. If you're using a different colour, it's easier to see. Because sometimes you're using like a red.
Yeah.
Obviously, black on black, it's harder to sort of see what's happening. Part of it is just by doing it. You have to just do it a few times, and then you get better at it.
Can I use more colors than one?
Yeah. So you can have different colours, different bits. So we have colours. So you can see here, I don't want it. It just
yeah,
goes
you can
off,
wipe
just because it's moved a bit.
Okay.
You can sort of flatten it out. When you've finished, you just run it through the press, and I will show you the press later. But that's basically the process. And you use dry paper, not wet paper, to print onto. So you just run it through on. It'll work on most kind of papers. That's it.
oh
Ready to, almost half ready to print.
If you want the image to be in a circle, so do you have to like reverse the image?
So yeah,
Or
I've
does it
reversed
reverse
this
itself?
one. I think that might be ready now, so we'll run it through about 3 times.
So can you only print off one once?
You
Can't
can
you get another one?
do it again. You can. Okay, so
Wall,
you just need to drop it down.
You need to carry over?
Huh?
You need to carry over?
Yeah, you can do. Want to take over now? Yeah, so go for it. So we've got the tissue, photocopy face up. George is going to take over paper. Let's see if George can. I'm sure you can. Yeah, so you would put the tissue on top to block any sort of noise.
वाटर पेपर भन्थ्यो त हामीले गएर
So the tissue will sort of protect the blankets. Well, I think these are mine, but generally
प्रपरली गरेन
so it's my fault. So
बाङ्गोटिङ आउँछ
So it also keeps the blankets clean, even though these are actually old blankets. We're not so fussy. When we have the new ones,
पल्ची चाहिन्छ अब रोल गर्न
these blankets are about
Cute.
£1,000.
मसल बढ्छ हो
Really? These are old ones.
हेर
so
नि त्यहाँ उसको मसल
we're not so worried about them. I don't know. I think they're just very densely woven, so they sort of keep. There's a lot of pressure that sort of goes
आम्मा
for the actual.
महँगो छ नेपालमा त झन् पाउँदै पाउँदैन
Pressure, and they don't.
हाम्रो कलेजको यस्तो मेसिनै चोर्दैन नि कसले कसले अँ भने
So they're felt. These are felt blankets.
त्यो चाबी लाँथेन हामी उता ट्युबमा सरेको थियो नि त त्यतिखेर चोर्दैछ
It's a bit niche,
होइन चोरेको नै हो
isn't it? They won't be
नेपालमा पाउँदैन अरे नि त
making etching blankets.
हत्ता बद्दा
And then you peel off.
1 2 3 go
So yeah, it's okay. I'm brushing it a little bit. Essentially
look
worked.
so final results look like that
Yeah.
huh
Yes. Right.
त्यो
But the
यस्तै हो क्या
this is kind of part of it. Yeah.
okay
And then
This
the
is
basic go and print. And you can obviously paint on top of it. It can just be the base for something else. Like you can, when it's dry, you can apply watercolor. Because obviously it's oil based, so it's not water based. So you can apply some watercolor and it will kind of not affect it. Or you can do whatever. Yeah, you can print back on top of it. You can. If you're doing 2 plates, you can sometimes get them ready at the same time, and you print it and then print it straight away. So then it sort of goes and goes. So that's quite nice way of working. So you could try that today if you're doing this process.
yeah
So I think we've got at least one person doing this, apart from the interiors students.
Thank you so much.
But we use it as it is.
Mm-hmm.
No adding bay
So we're not
oil.
adding anything to it. It's just coming out of the tube.
Okay.
Can we combine two processes together? The photographic transfer and this one.
Yeah.
To impress
Absolutely.
some texture on what we have.
Yeah.
But do we need to wait for the paper to dry?
Not necessarily. No. I mean, if it's maybe it's a monoprint, yeah, the colour will end up transferring. But that's quite stable, that one. So you
Yeah.
probably go to this kind of material. What's it called? Plastic.
Yeah.
So you can use perspex, anything a bit sort of smooth and shiny. Glass works really well. Perspex. This stuff, I can't remember what it's called. Metal. So it's something you don't actually need a press with necessarily, depending on what kind of monoprint you're doing. And you can use different kinds of inks. You can use water-based, although water-based inks tend to dry a bit faster. And obviously with the oil-based colour. Now you can apply the colour however you want on the plate. So you don't have to, what I'm going to do is just put like a flat colour. That's loads of students. It's loads more. Are you interiors? So you
Yeah.
can either, this is kind of soluble in white spirit. So what I could do is I could just leave this blank and just get some white spirit and thin it out, and it becomes more like watercolour. So you can just literally paint on the colour that way, so you get something that looks a bit more like a watercolour. So this will thin out. At the moment it's quite dense, and I'm just going to work in one sort of way.
Okay.
So I'll try and do everything on one plate.
Okay.
So you can roll the colour on. Obviously all of that texture, if I left it like that, will print. So if you kind of like something a bit more textured, you can leave it a bit more, not so dense. But I'm going to keep going and just get some slightly different colour, because I want to press some texture into there. And scrape into the colour, sort of create. You can also put things down. It will be a bit more silhouette-y. So this will just block the colour and you'll get that shape. But then what will happen is you get that texture will press into the ink. So put some different things down. So I'm trying to do multiple techniques on one plate. This is quite nice sometimes. Any sort of fabric with texture. So you can see the dress thing behind you. And there's also use paper. You know, you can cut. Obviously, I'm just turning and working quickly, but you can cut more sort of measured, controlled shapes. So paper will sort of block. Abstract, it's not very thought through. Right, so that's small things, and I'm going to get a paintbrush.
Okay. Here are our friend, excited to see the result.
So you can literally paint, you know, something a bit more figurative. It doesn't have to be. This is obviously an abstract mess. You sort of kind of thin it out. So you could imagine this, you know, that's your plate. You can have much more fluid marks if you thin it out with white spirit. And you can sort of flick it onto, or you can paint into it. You can do it, I just treat it, if you're a painter, just do it like how you paint. You know, you can sort of blend it in the way you paint. You can get, you know, things that are much more sort of like a painting. But you can see what it's done on this surface. It will kind of bleed and you'll get nice kind of interesting textures. So I'm just going to put that in the press now. So we're going to get one print which will have our more silhouette. I'm going to then peel off and get 2 more prints from that. And often the second and third print are the most interesting ones. Yeah, so we'll,
Is this kerosene or what? What is that? It's spray?
White spirit.
White spray? Okay.
The one that you dilute when you paint.
Yeah, it's a thinner, a kind of thinner. Yeah.